Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna have a slightly long video that is, sewing adjacent. Today I am going to be starting the makeover of my sewing room. Now my sewing room currently is an absolute mess. I look at it and I'm just like, I absolutely hate it. It is a mess at the moment and it's mostly because every time I travel, I keep bringing back more fabric. I've outgrown the cupboards which hold all my fabric. I don't have a good system for like putting all my patterns away. And I just don't think I'm utilizing the space as well as I could. So I'm currently in the second bedroom of my house at the moment. It is all mine to do what I want with. I think now that my sojo is like declining and I'm just in this room and I don't feel inspired anymore. So we're gonna try and change it up, give myself a brand new spanking playroom to play in, and hopefully more tutorials will follow because I'll just be like, I want to make stuff again. Because right now I just don't feel like I want to make anything, and I absolutely hate that. It makes me feel empty inside. So there are different aspects to this video, and it'll probably be a long ass video, and it's going to take me about 2 weeks to make this because like I can't do all of this in one day. But today we are going to start on the fabric. Now my fabric storage is actually a joke. It's actually a joke. I feel like every week I'm buying like new baskets, new this to put more fabric in, and then I have nowhere to put these baskets. So right now the baskets are all over my floor. I've got stuff in my cupboard, I've got stuff in the other room, and like, no, we cannot do that. We cannot do that anymore. I've realized that I've got too much furniture in this room, which is why it's feeling really cluttered, and I need a system which is kind of like one big unit. And the thing that I admire most about going into fabric stores is the big walls where they have like uniform like fabric and it's all there and it's all on bolts and it's all pretty, and you like shopping, you can see everything in one glance and it's just very easy to navigate, and I want to recreate that in this room. So what I'm going to be doing is heading over to IKEA. In fact, I've already done it virtually and I've already bought the thing that I'm going to buy. It's called the Ivar system. It's really simple, and it's basically the sort of like wooden frame that you might see like in a garage. Some people have them in their living rooms. They're really versatile. Some people put them in their kitchens. You can do whatever, and it's just untreated wood. So if you wanted to paint it, you can. I'm not going to paint it because like I don't have time to do all of that stuff. Maybe one day I might decide I want to make it look pretty, but for the moment I'm quite happy to just it be in its wood state because I think the fabric is going to be the colourful thing that's going to be on it. It's big and it's L-shaped, so it's going to take up the whole giant plain wall, and then it's going to take up half of the other corner, and then that should be enough to put all my fabric away, we hope. Now actually storing the fabric in the shelving is a different story. Currently I use the roll-up method, which worked for a time, worked for the furniture that I had, but I don't think it's going to work for this because they're open sides and I don't want them all falling out and everything like that. So I decided I'm going to make it look as much like a fabric store as I can. We are going to be making bolts. I had this lightning idea like 2 nights ago and then ordered the supplies, and then yesterday they arrived and I've been making bolts ever since. So my actual furniture for the wall comes on Sunday, so it's Wednesday now, and I'm going to try between now and Sunday try and get the majority of my fabric on these bolts. So this is how I'm making them. Looking at the dimensions of the shelving online, I realized that I can probably get away with a bolt that's about the size of an A3 sheet of paper. So I picked up these A3 foam boards. Now these foam boards are about 5mm in thickness, A3 paper size, and if I cut it right down the middle like this, I get 2 bolts. So essentially it's gonna look like this. Now this is one that I've cut in half. I haven't finished yet because it's going to be 2 pieces. When they're in 2 pieces, they should look like this, and with that I can fold my fabric right across the middle with like a little bit poking out the end, and then I can either stack them this way or this way. So that's what it looks like when it's done, and then this is what it looks like when the fabric's on it. So this is a 3-meter roll of fabric, and look how nice and slim that is. For comparison, this is a 3-meter roll of fabric. This is a 3-meter roll of fabric. Which one looks better? Yes, this one's a little bit thicker, but not much thicker. This is a pretty thick fabric too, and once you fold it and flatten it and then you keep it tight, it will come out really nice. For instance, this is another 3-roll 3-meter roll of fabric, and then I just secure it with some little pins here. So I've got my pins that I use for dressmaking, and then I've got a massive jar of tiny little pins that I had when I first started dressmaking, and I bought 1,000 of them. So that's what I'm using to pin these into like their spots so they stay nice and neat. So once the cabinets come, I can either place them like this, but I'm most likely gonna place them like this and then just have them lining the entire wall. And I'm very excited for how that's gonna look. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. The only problem is I seem to have underestimated exactly how much fabric I have. The ones that I bought from Amazon come in a pack of 10, which gives me 20 boards to work with. And I thought, yeah, I'll just order 4 packs of that. So I have like 80 boards. That should cover all my fabric. Yeah, I am on my 3rd pack and I haven't even finished the first 2 squares of like my big square thing, and I've got like 18 more squares to go. So I think I have a little bit more fabric than I thought. So the next thing I'm also going to be doing is sorting through my fabric and putting them in piles of keeping and not keeping. I'm finally going to go through my addiction, wade through my addiction, and try and cut it down. Just cut it right down. It's going to be really difficult because I love every fabric that I buy, but I know I've noticed that there are some fabrics that I am just not picking up. They've just been there for years and I just like looking at them, but I'm not ever gonna sew them. And as much as it pains me to like get rid of them, I am going to do that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is just like pop these on my website, and I've got a little shop up there, and if you see anything that you fancy, then feel free to purchase and buy. And I think what I will also do is put together a mystery box and give it away as a giveaway. So I'm not gonna give all of it away. I will put together a little mystery box and give it away to one subscriber, and then the rest of it I'm just gonna sell off on my website. I think I'm also gonna do the exact same thing with my patterns because I know that I've got duplicates in there. I also remember a couple of years ago I was in, I think, John Lewis, and they were getting rid of like old out-of-date patterns. They'd taken off all of the covers, but the pattern and all the instructions were there, and they didn't want them. And it was like a massive black bag full, so I took them all. So I have like quite a few patterns that are completely intact. The only thing is they don't have their cover sleeves. So yeah, they're still like, it's like a $20 pattern. So yeah, I'll probably be selling those because a lot of them are duplicates and a lot of them are like the larger sizes and the smaller sizes. So I kept the ones that I wanted, and I've got a giant bag just full of ones that I know that I'm never gonna use. So I will put those ones up on the website and try and see if I can find the front covers for you guys. And then hopefully if there's anything you guys fancy, see something, or maybe something you've been looking for, you haven't found it, and then all of a sudden it's there, go ahead. So that's it. That's what we're doing today. Step 1 of Aisha's sewing room makeover. Let's get this fabric sorted. Okay guys, so it's been a couple of days. As you can see, I have folded a lot of fabric. I've got a big pile of fabric here, which I think I'm going to give away or put on my website. And I've got a pile of fabric here, which I need to carry on and fold. So we're going to carry on folding, and tomorrow the new furniture comes. Yeah. Ugh. I also managed to make a lot more of my things, so hopefully I'll have enough to do everything. Ugh. So let's do it. Okay, so we are in IKEA. I'm walking through the aisles in the self-service bit. I did really, really well to avoid most of IKEA, so I only picked up 2 additional baskets. That's it. So now I'm just looking through the aisles to find where this desk is going to be so I can take it home and assemble it at the same time instead of like waiting like a couple weeks for the delivery date. But I'm very excited, guys. Like hopefully by the end of this week I'll have a finished room. Looking for aisle 25. That's 24. I think I'm in 23. Wait a minute. 24, 26. 25. Okay. We're here. We're gonna get it. Yeah, look, this is basically all the stuff that I'm getting. So, got my trolley. We're gonna go. Okay, so we've got everything, although I'm kind of wondering how I'm gonna fit that in my my little car. That will be fun. Interesting. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this room is looking a hot mess. I've just literally just got everything everywhere. But as you can see, we have started building the furniture. So once this goes in, I can put all of that and all of this and all the stuff in that cupboard on there, which then means I can take this apart, take it out of the room, and then we will tackle this table and the stuff that's underneath it. And then that should like clear it up. I know you're supposed to like clear it all out in one go and then do it that way, but I'm impatient. I just want to see it up already. And this system, not only was it quite cheap for what it is, it's also so easy to put together. I put this up in like, it's been 20 minutes and I put this up by myself. It's so easy. So I've just done the top and the bottom for everything at the moment. I've got one more that's going to go here, and then I'll start putting the rest of the shelves in. And then when that's done, I've got one more unit which is this wide, which has a desk, which is going to go here. So I have now just been putting the fabric that was in here that I spent like 3-4 days rolling into the cabinets. It's not in any order, but I will put it in an order. The point is now I need to move the fabric to where it needs to be so I can get rid of everything else. But it's only half full, but it looks so good, guys. It looks exactly like the library of fabric that I wanted. You ready? You ready? So this is my fabric, all nice and rolled, all nice and lined up. I measured it so that it kind of just slides in and out so that it's not like knocking around too much, but it's all gonna go in there. Doesn't it look great? Like, I'm really excited. It doesn't take up a lot of space because it's on the wall and it only comes out 30 centimeters, but that is more than enough space. So I think this is where I might put my patterns. At the moment, I've got like a little like drawer thing in there where I put my patterns, but I really kind of want them to be on display as well. So I haven't wrapped up any of my swimwear stuff, any of my gym stuff yet. That is all. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 of those black cases full of that. So I imagine if I can't fit it on here, then that will go up top. I've got these little labels that I can hang off the side, and I'm gonna label each section just like I had it in my cubby holes, but just a little bit more visually appealing. And then that way I can just like find what I need so quickly. Seeing my addiction laid out like this has got me thinking a few things. So much so that I think maybe after this is done, I might try not to buy any fabric for like a couple of months. So we'll talk about it in another video. I do have a trip to Paris coming up, so maybe we'll do it after that trip, because like I love Paris and I'm gonna be fabric shopping there. But maybe after that we can do a let's not buy any fabric and just make with the fabric that I have until maybe the end of the year, or maybe until like summer. I don't know. I feel like I've got enough fabrics to like last me for the next 2 or 3 years. So we'll see how long it lasts. It means that you might not get any more hauls from me, at least for a little while. After Paris, of course. But yeah, like I'm in good spirits. I'm already feeling inspired again. But it's good. Like I feel good. I feel less like cluttered and more like ready to get into the sewing. But we've still got a lot of work to do in this room. I've got 2 giant IKEA bags full of fabric, and I've got 1 like sports bag full of patterns, which I need to like cut, like make sure that there's no straggly ends so that I can measure out, put on my website for you guys. And I've already donated a giant bag of fabric to like charity shops. I will let you know when that is up and ready for you guys to have a little look, and I will be shipping internationally. So, you know, wherever you are, have at it and I will send over to you guys. So I'm gonna carry on. Next time I check in with you, hopefully I would have built the next bit and then we can gush over that. Quick update. I was so excited to put all my stuff in here. I was thinking it looks a little bit wonky It's because I forgot to put the cross braces in. So it looks like I might have to take everything out, fix these on the back so that they stand straight, and then we can put them back in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay guys, it's been about it's been 6 days since I decided I was gonna redo this room, ordered furniture, put all the stuff together, and now we've got to the end of the fabric section. This room still needs a lot of work, but I'm able to start working in it now, which is great. And that kind of library of fabric that I wanted, I have it, and I'm so happy. So it's still a work in progress, but this is my room. So this is what my room looks like at the moment. It's still a little bit of a mess because there's still stuff that needs to go in places. I haven't quite got to there yet. But the fabric portion, well, the fabric bit is done. Let me show you. So as you can see, everything is just folded and rolled up. It's looking really good. I also have some pastries, but like it looks great. It looks absolutely great. And yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to fit everything on it, but I kind of did, with the help of a few boxes, but we're there. So I put it in an order, but it may not stay like this. This was just the first order, but it seems to be working so far. So let's go and have a look. I started off with my laces. I realize actually now that I have so many laces, but these are all my laces along with these ones here. Then it goes from lace into like sheers and chiffons, and these are all like sheer materials, chiffons, like part jacquards, part whatevers. And then down here I have like all of, okay Siri, and then down here I have some like thick denims, all of like my tweeds and bouclés and furs, and basically like coating materials are pretty much all here. There are a few that are in this cupboard, but like these are the ones that I'm gonna be like trying to use first before I replace them. Coming back up here, we're going back into like the silky type fabrics. We've got like laces, chiffons, sheers, then we've got like the silks. These are all silks, satins, and then that goes straight into crepes. These are all crepes, and they're all amazing. Some of them are stretch crepes, some of them are just like crepey crepes, but they're all crepes. And then we go back down here to some more crepes, and then we go from crepes to like silky viscose, and then we go from silky viscose to like all the other viscoses. So like these are all viscose and they're all gorgeous. So coming down here we've got some more viscose, and then we've got like the heavier weight crepes. Now it kind of goes into like the heavier weight fabrics. These are ones that are good for like trousers, good for jackets, good for like bag making, good for like the heavier weight things. So these are a mixture, but they're all woven materials. None of these are stretch. So we've got like this is like a thick crepe, this is a twill, this is like a canvas, these are twills, this is just like, I actually don't know what that is, but it's really nice, and it keeps going like that. Like all of these you can make suits with, whatevers. And then down here I have some more like suiting material, as well as like a whole bunch of like jacquard, got lots of those. So that goes like too deep back, so those are in there. Moving on up to over here, we got like the cottons and like the lightweight wovens. So here are like my small selection of Ankaras. In this cupboard over here I have a big old box that has all my other Ankaras, but these are ones that I kind of want to use soon, so I put these ones out so that I could see them. So here we're going into like shirtings and cottons and things that I can make for like pajamas, just like lightweight tops and stuff like that. You remember this one, guys? I made a play suit from this, and I'm actually probably going to use the rest to make some pajamas. Yeah. And then in this section I've got a few cords here, so it goes kind of like from lightweight to heavyweight, but I was just trying to like group things together. So that's a cord, that's a cord, that's a cord, that is a lightweight denim. So I thought that was kind of like the same weight, so they went together. And then we've just got like a few of the bulkier woven. So this is a double gauze, which is like bulky but still very, very lightweight. And then we've got like a bulky jacquard here. Down here I have a croissant, which I baked myself, may I just say. So let's just move that out of the way. You stay there, I'm coming back for you. Here is where we start with all of the jerseys and the stretch materials. So this is like jumper material, these are scubas, this is like, these are all jerseys. Some of them are thick, some of them are thin. These ones are gorgeous. Lots of nightwear coming up with these, and I've got loads of it. So like maybe nightwear for everyone in my family. And then I've got a velvet here at the end. And then down here I've got like a few other jerseys. These are like silky type jerseys here. I've got a few more jumper and like terry materials, some ribbed fabric, and then just at the end are like 3 or 4 like sequined fabrics that I have. After sorting out all the stuff that I'm not going to keep. Quite a bit of my like specialist fabric has kind of gone into the pile because I know that I'm not going to use it, so I feel like someone else can. But I will be using this. I'm actually going to be making a dress with this very, very soon, and this I can't bear to part with, so I think next year I'm actually going to have to just make something with it because I keep looking at it. I'm a bit scared of it, to be honest, because it's like a beaded material and it was very expensive. And then finally down here, it's kind of like double layered. We've got like these back two, and then this one and this one. And these are all my swimwear and activewear fabrics. They're all pretty much lycras, light meshes. Got some scuba there. That's a lycra. We've got some like power net, power mesh. We've got like all the plain colors. We've got some ribbed ones down there. And then we've got like all the not so plain colors on that side. So that is pretty much what this whole thing is doing. So up here I've got a few things. I've kind of like laid this across the top because I'm going to be making a coat soon, but this one is full of interfacing, all different weights for coatings, lightweights. It's also got like cut and sew foam for bra making. In this box here is full of leather, faux leather, like animal skins, like all of those kind of things. I've mostly got faux leather, but in a couple of videos back I said I started to learn how to make bags, so I do actually have a few real leathers in there. So this one is the only one I haven't finished sorting yet. So that is the last box of fabric that needs to find its way in here. In this box is full of all bra making stuff, so galloon laces, elastics. One of my friends makes a lot of like bras and stuff, and she was doing it in school. She sent me a massive bag full of all her stuff that she didn't want anymore, so there's like all in there. I sorted out through all of it and this is what's left. And in here are all like works in progress, things that I've abandoned and will go back to, and a couple of like vintage and thrifted items which I plan to do like some sort of upcycle to. So that is in there. And then over here is like the final thing. So here is all of my linings. So I don't actually have that many. I really need to buy some more lining, but most of these here are linings. And then I've got like all my organzas, which I put on like thin board, so I can just kind of lob them here. And then I've got these two organzas here, and then down here are like all like my bra making laces. So I did start going into that box, putting them on a short rolls like this so that I can stack them up. So these are all for like bra making, making underwear and pants, and I've got loads. And then yeah, the rest is just equipment. I'm gonna find like baskets and stuff for like all of these things so that it's pretty. This is my fabric shop in my room, and I'm really happy about it. In my next video about this room, we are gonna tackle this center area, which means all of these patterns which I've just thrown in there are gonna get organized, and it's gonna look really nice. So this is the next thing that I wanted to show you. If you can remember, I used to have a big old table that was here, and then like a thing at the back, and it was just like the corner where I worked. That big old table is here. I don't really know what to do with it, so it's just gonna live behind this door, but I wanted to kind of like downsize, and I thought if I need to cut anything big, I can just cut it on the floor. So this I got from IKEA, and I thought it was genius because it's a table that folds down. Now when it's up, this room looks quite big. I can do like filmings, I can do little lookbooks and stuff, perfect. But when I need to work, I just flip this thing, pull this thing down, like that, and ta-da! I have a sewing table. What I can even do is, because there's space to actually just fit my sewing machine in here, I can just put my project in there that I'm working on, literally slide it all in there, and then just close this up. I took all my books out of here and put them in this cupboard, but the ones that I use the most, as in my pattern cutting books, techniques, couture techniques, pattern making, fitting books, stuff like that, and things that I'm learning about at the moment are here. Stuff about overlockers. Still got my little thing that has all my little, you know, bits of stuff in it. Inside you can move this up or down, so I moved it right down so I could fit this in it, but I could also fit my machine underneath. But the best thing about this whole thing is that when I've finished a project, or if I need some space, you just kind of push this little button here so that the legs unlock, and then you just lift it up, the legs slide in, you turn it over, and then space. Really long-winded explanation of what my room is looking like, but I know you guys are always interested in like people's spaces, how they work. You've kind of seen the way that I worked before, but I think this is much better for me, especially when it comes to like fabric and like buying fabric. At least now I can see what I've got, so I'm not like buying the same thing over and over again. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not my usual videos, but I really needed to do this because it was stopping me from literally making any other videos. I couldn't work in the space that I was in. So now I feel a lot better, a lot lighter, and hopefully you'll be seeing more consistency from me in the future. We can only hope. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and stay tuned for the next video about this room where I go through my patterns and we try and organize that mess, because it is an actual mess, but like baby steps, guys, baby steps. I will have the sewing room of my dreams, even if it's not in the room of my dreams. Okay, see you guys next video. Bye.